What up, peeps? Welcome back to the flip side, and this video is a dedication to Mortal Kombat 11's 3-year anniversary, which, Mortal Kombat 11's 3-year anniversary, which was on Saturday. So, in lieu of that, I wanted to make a Mortal Kombat 11 character tier list. Now, I looked and scoured the tier lists for MK11 Storm. What are all these ads, man? I scoured the tier lists for, for them to show all the characters, and I got all the lore-wise characters, but we didn't get all of the MK11 characters. So I swapped excuse me. I swapped them out for other characters, like Cabal's Revenant is gonna be Revenant Sub-Zero, and we don't even have all of the we don't have all the MK11 images either for the characters, so we had to use MKX images. And Jax's past version self is gonna be Revenant Smoke, and Cabal's Revenant is gonna have to be Havoc, and for Baraka we're gonna have to use Reptile, and for Scarlet we're gonna have to use Serena from the 3D era, and for Kung Lao we're gonna have to use Kung Jin from MKX. So you know how this is gonna go, but at least we can have Cyrax's past self, right? Because we don't have the cyberized version in here. Okay, so what I want to do to start this off is put all the Revenants in the shit column. Yep, here we go, because they were wasted characters that didn't really serve any purpose besides being jobbers. Oh, and Shinnok, because he just got his head cut off in the beginning by Dark Raiden. Anyway, next. Now we have all the not shit characters. Oh, and by the way, we have to use Tanya from MKX for Devora. And she's a shit character too, because she literally killed Hanzo Hasashi, she killed Melina from the last game, and she got away with everything. No one even killed her in MK11. So that's why she's a shit character. If you're a fan of Devora, then not sorry, because I'm not. I'm a hater. Okay? Okay, next character. Scarlet. I guess she's not a shit character, but she's just lame, because she didn't really solidify herself as a real threat. All she did was, in MK2, summon this big blood ball and, drop Kotal from Chapter 2 all the way down into the Beast Pen, and then they fought, and she got her ass kicked. And then, apparently, from, Katana's chapter, what was that, Chapter 7? Jade was defeated, and literally didn't stand a chance against Scarlet when she was too weak to fight against Scarlet, who was sucking the blood out of her. Okay, so next character, Baraka as Reptile today. And who asked for Scarlet in the first place instead of Reptile? I know I didn't. I know a lot of other people didn't. First of all, Scarlet is a lame character because nobody asked for her. She was a made-up character as a DLC for MK9. So it's not like anyone asked for her in the first place. So moving on, Baraka, he was another jobber, but he's above the shit column because he did turn to the good side with Katana in Chapter 7. But he did get his ass kicked 3 times throughout the story mode. So that's why he's in the lame section. Also, Kronika is in the lame section as well. I want to put her in the shit section, but I know she's not shit. First of all, I have a lot of problems with this character. First of all, why did she recruit a bunch of people to do things for her that she could have easily done herself within the snap of a finger? Right? She could have teleported into the Wu Shi cave to get that juice to power herself up for I don't even know why. And she could have went into Goro's lair to get the crown herself and then just teleport back to the hourglass. Right? But no, instead she orchestrated this entire thing, this entire war, right? And she was so arrogant and so confident in her scheming abilities that she couldn't even consider that Raiden would ever outsmart her, or Shang Tsung, or she would ever be defeated by Shang Tsung or Fire God Liu Kang, right? So, whatever. And she still ended up wiping time. And Liu Kang still had to create a new era, or Shang Tsung, because he has an alternate ending. So, whatever. She's stupid, in my opinion. We should have had Dark Raiden as the main villain. I'll get into that later. But here we go. Sector, I'm going to put in cool because everybody loves Sector. But he was just another jobber character. And he's above all the other ones because he's Sector. He's really cool. But he ended up fucking dying in Johnny Cage's chapter, which is really sad. So, and we got to fight him in the story mode, but we never actually got to play him as a character. Excuse me, but that's a little low, NRS. At least we had him modded, along with Kronika, which we never asked for, and Fire God Liu Kang. So, okay, next. Next character, Kotal Khan. Lame. You know why? Because he used his powers in MKX, but not in MK11, right? Like, he actually solidified himself as a threat in MKX by using his actual ancient powers. He never did one of those things in MK11's story mode, which is why he got his ass kicked, and which is why he got himself killed by Shao Kahn, okay? And which is why he got his ass whooped by his own girlfriend in Chapter 5. So, whatever. And he got his ass kicked by Shao Kahn, like, twice. So, he chose his own fate, man. And he was stupid enough to try and fight Shang Tsung and Shiva with a frickin' injured back. And he still got his ass whooped again. He got his ass whooped like 4 or 5 times. So, don't even tell me that Kotal was a good leader, because he's not. All he did was be a good guy in MKX and try to kill Collector in MK11. So, yeah. Speaking of Collector, he's lame. He's lame. He's not shit because he is a unique character and I play him a lot. But he was just another jobber for Shao Kahn and Kronika, and he got his ass kicked like 3 times. The only reason he's not in lame is because he is a unique character, and he had his own little moment in Aftermath when, he saw Shang Tsung and his boys enter the Coliseum Beast Pen, and he caught him, and he unleashed the beasts on Shang Tsung and Fujin. So, but then he got his ass kicked by Nightwolf. So, moving on, we have past version Cabal. I'm going to say that he's not cool, he's lame. Only because we rarely got to see him. And we fought Cabal enough in the MK11 story mode. So, he's not really that special either, besides he's not a Revenant. And, let's see, we fought his past self once. We saw him, like, a few times during Johnny Cage's chapter and let's see, Sonya's chapter. And here's the thing I don't understand. When Cabal got wiped into the future, he didn't have his special powers by then, right? In MK9, past Cabal didn't get his powers until after the time when they got wiped to the future. Right? After Shao Kahn killed Kung Lao. right? And he was still a good guy. Like, he was still a good guy during that time. So why is he, what this story mode's flawed, okay? Which is why a lot of these characters, which people actually like, are shit and lame. So, anyway, moving on. I'm gonna get myself frustrated. Present day Jax. Lame, and also I don't like him. Because of him, he was one of the main reasons that Kronika actually got the crown. Which never needed to happen in the first place, but I already explained that. Out of all the people, you would think that Jax would be the one to ally with Kronika. Which I can see Scorpion, because, like, oh, he wants to revive his clan. But the last time he fought against someone with, like, ultimate power was Shinnok. And I would think that Jax wouldn't really trust power anymore. And when Kronika comes in to deceive him into fighting for her, he's like, alright. So, which is stupid. And he got his ass kicked by his younger self. Which, how do you get your ass kicked by yourself? And I asked the same question to past Scorpion. So, whatever. Anyway, moving on. Frost. Lame. You know why? Because she was just another jobber alongside Sector. And she's not even as cool as Cyrax and Sector in the first place. Okay? She's this bratty girl that wants to take over the Lin Kuei. And she's even more lame now that she has her cybernetic enhancements. I like her, personally, better from the 3D era when she had a better plot in the first place. She was recruited and then she wanted to take over, but then she ended up dying in her own ending. Which, I don't know. Maybe she did glow up in MK11. But for me, she was just wasted potential, just like all the other Revenants and all the jobbers in the story. Moving on, Cetrion. She was lame too. You know why? Because she got her ass kicked, but she's an Elder God. I mean, I can see Fire God Liu Kang and Jackie or Jax with the crown. But anyway, you're an Elder God. You should have immense power. Like, even with the crown, Jackie and Jax are only mortals. How do you get your ass kicked? Oh, and she got her ass kicked by Sindel, who is still mortal. How do you get your ass kicked by 3 different mortals? Alongside Nightwolf, because she helped Sindel, because she was like a assist character when Sindel was fighting Cetrion. So, and you're an Elder God, which is stupid. So, whatever. Anyway, next character, Kung Lao. I'm going to put him in awesome just because it's Kung Lao, right? Like, he's not swag because he's second best to Liu Kang. And first of all he was worried about was the Liu Kang and Kitana thing. Oh, she's out of your league, Liu Kang. And then when Liu Kang became a half god, Kitana was Kung Lao was like, oh, now she's out of his league. And then all he's worried about is like him being better. And him worrying about, oh, well, my ancestor was really cool. No, he wasn't. He got his ass kicked by Goro, okay? Alright? He may have... Yeah, so he didn't really serve much of a legacy there. All he did was, you know, beat up everybody else besides Goro. So that's like if Liu Kang did that, but he died. But he beat fucking Goro, so that's the difference between Liu Kang and Kung Lao and the Great Kung Lao. Anyway. Oh, and then Aftermath, when Fujin explains to Liu Kang that he became a demigod, Kung Lao was like, yeah, of course. And shut up, Kung Lao, like, goddamn. Anyway, next character, Shiva. I'm gonna put her in the cool section because people were like, what? We got to see Shiva in MK11, which was really cool. We never got to see her in MKX, which is nice. And then she came out as a DLC, and she had her own chapter, which she had a cool chapter. We fought, some decent people: Kitana, Baraka, Aaron Black, Kotal Khan in the and she even had her own chapter in the I don't want to say flesh pits, but that acid area. What's that called? Oh, the Deadpool. Yeah. So she's a cool character overall. She's pretty badass, but the only thing that doesn't make her awesome is that she got betrayed. Like, she got fooled by Sindel and Shang Tsung. So next character, past Scorpion. I'm gonna put him in cool just because he's not as cool as Hanzo Hasashi, present day Scorpion. He got fooled by Kronika, and then he got his ass kicked by his own future self, which is shameful enough. And then he got his ass kicked again by Raiden. But he did redeem himself by fighting on the good side with Sub-Zero and Raiden in Raiden's chapter, and he had a pretty cool fight scene in alongside Sub-Zero in Raiden's chapter on the boat. But the only problem I have with him is that he was just another jobber. Like, a lot of people like Scorpion, and you just disrespect his past self by making him just a jobber character. That's the problem with all these characters. Well, that's what I said before, but... And another problem I have with Scorpion is that why would he go along with Jade and Garrus if, like, to the Wuxi to wipe out all the Wuxi monks, and and with Liu Kang and Kung Lao's Revenant there too. If Garrus was there and he could just have freezing abilities and then just kill all the monks himself. Like, he could have just done everything himself. Oh, and by the way, he didn't have to do anything himself because of Kronika's teleportation ability, which I've already mentioned before. So, that chapter 3 was just a bunch of shit, okay? Next. Oh, and by the way, why did Scorpion even set the trap if he knew that it was going to kill them? And he knew that if he died, the Revenants died. And that Garrus was there. Whatever. This all just taught every problem that I have with Chapter 3 ties into the solution of Kronika just being able to teleport there. So, whatever. Moving on. Sonya is cool. She's not awesome. I mean, she's Sonya Blade. She's the Special Forces General. But she got killed by Liu Kang, which sucks. Well, Revenant Liu Kang, which sucks. Oh, and yeah, she's not as cool as her past self, which she killed both Kanos and defeated Cabal. So, and she had a really cool fight scene with, which doesn't make her awesome, is that, like, she got captured and Cassie had to go save her. So that's the only part why she's not awesome. And she beat up Garrus. That's why she's awesome. She beat up Garrus, who, by the way, defeated a bunch of the Special Forces troops by just taking in all those bullets. So, yeah, that's what makes her cool. She had a cool fight scene with Kano, and that's basically it for the Sonyas. Anyway, next character, Cyrax. He's cool too. I'm gonna put him right next to Sector, because you know, he had a cool scene in Chapter 2 with Sub-Zero and Sector. I mean Scorpion, him too. But after they defeated Cyrax, he turned good again after Sub-Zero restored his memory, and then he shut down, I think, the factory. So, yeah. But he himself got eliminated too, so that sucks. Okay, next. Oh, and by the way, I want both of these guys to come back in the next game. I mean, come on, it's so obvious. Him, these two, Reptile, and Ermac. If they're not in the game, if they're not in the next game, I'm not buying it. So, there we go. Next character, Noob Saibot. I'm gonna put him in the cool section, just because he was another jobber alongside Scorpion and the Lin Kuei robots. The only parts that Noob Saibot really got to shine in was the Goro's lair scenes. I mean, I guess he was cool in Chapter 2, but he didn't really do anything. All he did was introduce himself and get his ass kicked by either Scorpion or Sub-Zero. So, and that was it. At least, in Goro's lair, we got to see some of his powers, right? All we got to see in Chapter 2 was him teleporting into the place and be like, haha, it's me, guys. What's up? And Goro's lair, we got to see some of his powers, you know. He pinned down Jackie and Jax. And... Oh, why the fuck did I put Smoke here? Yeah, I didn't mean to put that. That's gonna be past Jax. Anyway, now that I'm thinking of it. Although that one scene with Fujin versus Noob Saibot, that was his best scene right there in Aftermath. That he showed his full fighting potential. I mean, what did Noob expect fighting a god? He was gonna get his butt kicked. But he did have some cool scenes, and he's a cool character, but he's not in the awesome or swag section because he's just another jobber character. So, Noob fans, I'm sorry, but I feel bad too. I'm with you. He should have had a better story. Next character, Nightwolf. He's cool, but he's not awesome or swag just because, you know, he's Nightwolf. All he really is just this really cool warrior with ancient abilities that got fooled by Shang Tsung and Liu Kang, because that was his plan too, was to have him go along as help. Yeah, that's basically it. He was cool in Aftermath, but he got his ass kicked by Shang Tsung. Alright, next. Oh, and also I play Noob Saibot and Nightwolf too, so they're pretty cool. Alright, next, Future Johnny and Past Johnny. I want to talk about them both. First of all, Johnny Cage past version got some swag to him. He's got nothing. He's got everything. Well, present Johnny Cage got nothing on past version except for the green glow, because Johnny Cage didn't get that yet in the past. So older Johnny isn't really as cool. He just served as like this reformed, mature version, but everybody else likes the, you know, actor version of Johnny Cage, where he was trying to hook up with Sonya. And then what really established him as a really cool character was that we got to fight him, but he got his ass kicked by Future Johnny. And one of the few things that I like about past Johnny more than Future Johnny is that that one scene where they were gonna fight and Future Johnny was like, fuck you, and he took his sunglasses off and smashed them on the ground, and then he took out another pair and just put them back on. And then another scene was that he had the balls to fight Shao Kahn and Sindel in Aftermath. Oh, and he took on the Black Dragon in Johnny Cage's chapter. Anyway, but he got his ass kicked like, I don't know, like 3 times. One off screen with Kano, another one with Future Johnny, and then Sindel and Shao Kahn. But he's still swag. There's nothing you can tell me to change my mind. I like Future Johnny, but not as much as, you know, past Johnny. He defeated Kano. That's basically it. And he took on Sector. And he took on his past version. That's basically it. Oh, and he defeated Aaron Black. Alright, so, next, we have Jade. She's cool, but she's no Katana. Right? She's second best Katana, just like Kung Lao. Anyway, first of all, she is sleeping with Kotal, but she has the most toxic relationship in the entire franchise with him. First of all, they got in a fight in her own chapter, and she kicked his ass. Oh, and by the way, in her doing that, Shao Kahn was like, ooh, what do we have here? And he kicked her ass, and that's how we got to see what happened to her in Kitana's chapter. So, I guess she's cool. She doesn't really have much to her, besides she's Katana's friend and she can kick ass. Oh, but she did kick a bunch of Tarkatan ass in her own chapter. So, she did have her little 15 minutes of fame there, but nothing else really. Let's see. Oh, and she got her ass kicked by Shiva. So, next, Aaron Black. I like Aaron Black. I like both the Aaron Blacks, but past Aaron Black was sort of lame. Like, past Johnny's the exception to all the other past versions of characters. Past Aaron Black, I mean, he got his butt kicked a bunch of times. He got his ass kicked by Kotal, he got his ass kicked by Johnny Cage, and then Sonya. So, that just proves that future Aaron Black is just better. He never really got his ass kicked. He did once by Shiva, but he allied with Katana to take back the throne. And he had a pretty cool scene in Aftermath in Shiva's chapter. So it's not like he's a bad character. He's cool. I really like the character, but I guess he could have had more alongside Noob and others. But Aaron Black is Aaron Black. He's cool. He's a fan favorite character, and we're moving on. Sub-Zero. I mean, come on, guys. It's Sub-Zero. He's cool. He had a pretty cool fight scene with Raiden and past Scorpion on the boat. And he even froze Shang Tsung in Fuji's chapter, which is cool. He could have killed him, but he didn't. And he got his butt kicked once. Oh, and not to mention, he took on Sector, he took on Noob, he took on Frost, and he took on Cyrax. Well, if you played him a bunch of times in the chapter 2, which, I mean, yeah, he took all those guys on, and he froze Shang Tsung, and he took on Fujin, but he got his butt kicked. Oh, he got his butt kicked again. Before that, by past Scorpion. So yeah, he only got his butt kicked twice, but it's not like he wasn't a cool character, because he was. He and Johnny Cage are the exception to all the other, shitty jobbers that get their butts kicked. Anyway, next character, speaking of Scorpion, Hanzo Hasashi. I almost had tears when I saw him die in the story mode. I was like, what? And, by fucking Devora. Of course, Devora has to kill somebody, right? If she's in the story mode next, she's gonna kill somebody that we love. First it was Melina, then it was Scorpion. Who's it gonna be? Fucking Raiden? Liu Kang? Kung Lao? Kitana? But anyway, he's a really cool character. He and Sub-Zero took on Noob, and they just kicked a bunch of people's ass in chapter 2. And he beat his own self up, and then he defeated Devora, who got away again. But the only reason he's not swag is because he died. So, R.I.P. Hanzo Hasashi, will be remembered. And you was a good one, G. You was a good one. Next character, Kano. We're both the Kanos. I'll put Kano here, and then future Kano in the swag column. First of all, Kano, past version, got his butt kicked, and he was in. Oh, not to mention, Kung Lao and Kano were in that really long fight during Chapter 2. Like, you could see them fighting during the cutscenes, and like, they were fighting that whole chapter. Liu Kang could have wiped the floor with him, but he didn't, because lazy writing and animation from NRS. So, next, he got his butt kicked by Johnny Cage and Sonya, and, yeah. So, he's not as cool as, his future self, Kano. First of all, he, was smart enough to be like, hey, guess what? I got your mother here, and Johnny Cage. Well, yeah, I got your mother here, and Johnny Cage defeated. I could kill both of them right now, but we're not. We're just gonna take them away, and that was pretty fucking swag right there. And he had a fight scene with both Kanos against Sonya, but they got both their asses kicked. And that one fight scene where he had a minigun. And here's the thing, Cassie Cage, like, Kano already started shooting the minigun when she turned around to shoot him. And she got shot in the arm. Like, literally, did you not hear him shooting? Like, you're in the Special Forces. You should have immense reflexes. I don't know, that's stupid to me. Thanks, NRS, for that, too. Anyway, yeah. Kano was one of the actual ones that established himself to be an actual threat to the protagonists, which is why he's swag. But he got killed by Sonya. So, whatever. It's not like he could have gotten out of being killed anyway, because if he did kill Johnny Cage, Sonya was gonna just kill him anyway for revenge. So, next character, Kitana. I'm gonna put her in awesome, just because she had a really cool chapter. You know, she kicked a bunch of people's butts. She kicked Scarlet and Baraka and Collector, and she defeated Shao Kahn, and then became the new ruler of Outworld. And she led that army into the final fight at Kronika's Island. So she's just a really cool character. She's the Liu Kang to Jade. So yeah. Next character, Jackie. I think she was awesome. She had a really cool scene in Chapter 1 where she took on a bunch of those Netherrealm zombie guys, with her little machine gun wristband things, and she defeated Cetrion with the crown. Well, so did Jax, but Jackie did too, because that was an option. So, and she defeated Cabal, who is really fast and could have probably defeated everybody, because I looked it up. Hold on. Is Cabal faster than the Flash? Yeah. It's actually been proven that Cabal is faster than the Flash. Look it up. Listen, I'm not going to click on the website because that's not what we're doing here. But, yeah, Cabal is faster than the Flash. So he, technically, Cabal is, canon-wise, the most powerful person here. Okay? He's the most powerful person here. Okay? Kronika got nothing if she's not as fast as Cabal. Maybe she could freeze time, but she would have to catch him first. The only person he can't really defeat is Garrus. Okay? Who I'm going to talk about next. Garrus, I want to put him in cool, but I know he's badass. But he's badass because he's annoying. Like, this immortal and can't die trope is really common now. And it's like, why did he even fight Kung Lao and Liu Kang if he was just going to freeze them both after the entire fight? Like, what was he, just gonna be this entire troll, right? And he could have froze... Oh wait, did he? Yeah, he did use his time freezing abilities on Shang Tsung and Fujin. So why didn't he just freeze the three of them? Nightwolf, Fujin, and Shang Tsung. Why didn't he just freeze the three of them and take the magical juice for Kronika? Which never needed to happen in the first place because Kronika can just use her teleportation abilities. So... Oh, and this guy took on hordes of people, like the special forces from Sonya's chapter, and he took on Raiden, but lost. But he did survive when Raiden sent him into the Sea of Blood, because there was a intro dialogue with him that revealed that he got eaten by a fish, and the fish pooped him out, and somehow the remains probably floated up to the top, and Garrus probably got reformed, and then he swam back to the surface. So that's probably what happened after Raiden's chapter. So, which I don't even think he would have even had time to do, because he got killed he got sent to the sea right before Liu Kang's chapter. So I don't even think he would have had that much time. So let's see. Oh, yeah. He took on Shang Tsung, Fujin, and Nightwolf. He took on a freaking god, a sorcerer, and a warrior. He took on Liu Kang and Kung Lao before getting his butt kicked. Yeah. And then he posed a threat to Raiden. So, he's a pretty awesome character, and he's pretty OP as a character in general. So that's why he's awesome, but he's not a main of mine. Next character, we got Cassie Cage. She's awesome, okay? She doesn't really have swag. She had swag in MKX. But she did take on a bunch... The only thing she really did was take on a bunch of Revenants and Liu Kang. So she didn't really accomplish a lot of things besides be a side protagonist. But she's still really cool. And she's a cool character. And yeah, I don't have her MK11 image in here. So, next character, Shao Kahn and Sindel. What? Swag? What do you mean? What do I mean? Have you even played the Aftermath chapters? Because her and Shao Kahn as an evil couple was the best thing about the story mode. Forget Liu Kang and Kitana as a couple, and don't even say anything about Jade and Kotal. Oh, and speaking of relationships, if we have Noob and Serena in Mortal Kombat 12, I want them to catch interest in each other and be like an evil duo. Anyway, their chapter was the best chapter in the game. Literally, you were just kicking ass the whole time. Garrus, Liu Kang, Kitana, Johnny Cage, and they killed Kotal, and they took back the throne of Outworld. So that's even more cool, right? But I hear you rising up and being like, well, Sindel as a hero character alongside Kitana from the previous timeline. was better because blah 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 blah. No. Sindel is kick-ass as a villain. And yeah, she is powerful. No wonder she took out everybody that became a Revenant. No wonder. Well, except for Nightwolf. So, anyway, her and Shao Kahn are like so unstoppable. And they're pretty much the hottest couple you can get in the game. Okay, next. Dark Raiden and Raiden. Oh, more swag characters, yes. First of all, Dark Raiden decapitated Shinnok and delivered his head to Liu Kang and Kung Lao, the leaders the leaders of the Netherrealm, and like, here is your master. Look what I did to him. Right? And this is gonna happen to you too if you fuck with Earthrealm. So he's just badass straight off. And then MK11 and then decapitated Shinnok, and then we saw him put some respect on his name on Johnny Cage when he was like, well, if we're going to go fight Netherrealm, when we will have to be prepared to sacrifice. And then Johnny Cage is like, shut the fuck up, you ain't got no family. And then he's like, I know loss, Johnny Cage. And then everybody's like, alright, damn, shut up, Johnny, like, he's actually right. Anyway, so, and then he just was like, alright, let's go, and he just walks casually out of the portal into the Netherrealm because he knows he's that powerful. Anyways, then he goes to the Netherrealm Horde, and he's like, y'all better, like, not mess with me, but I know you're not gonna listen, so you're all just gonna die anyway. Pulls out Shinnok's amulet and just starts annihilating a bunch of them. And then we get a fight scene with him with his freaking electric daggers just taking them all out. One by one. It was super cool. And then he was still doing that. And then Cassie came out. Like, how long was he doing that for? I don't know, maybe an hour? Anyway, and then he was still killing bitches when Cassie and the gang was fleeing the temple. Or the fortress. And then teleported them back. But again, he had some wasted potential because he got wiped out in at the end of chapter 1, in the beginning of chapter 2, because of Kronika. Piece of garbage. Anyway, but I really think that he could have had a better role. Like, I don't know, maybe he should have been the main villain. Like, here's my idea for MK11. After the MKX ending with Dark Raiden, he becomes like a tyrant. And he's like, well, this is for Earthrealm. And then everybody's like, else is like, no, you're actually doing more harm than good. So, and then they defeat him. Or something like that. Some big story mode where it's like Earthrealm and Outworld have to become allies and have an army to defeat Raiden. I don't know. Something like that. But Kronika was just some made-up BS. The mother of Shinnok and Cetrion and the creator of all time. Whatever. More time shenanigans, NRS. Anyway, Light Raiden. He was really crucial to the plot, which is why he's swag. And it's Raiden. How was he not cool? Like, and then we actually got to see him turn dark again in Aftermath. Well, and MK11 with it. And when he pulled out Shinnok's amulet, Shang Tsung was like, alright now, Raiden, calm down, bruh. So, yeah, he's actually more powerful than people think, just because he gets his ass kicked by Scorpion and Fujin. But, and then we get a fight scene from him in Aftermath in Shang Tsung's chapter, where it's just like the Dark Raiden one, where he's taking out a bunch of the Netherrealm zombie guys. So, he's swag. And then before that, in the MK11 chapter, where we played as Raiden, he was taking out those Lin Kuei those Lin Kuei robots. So he's just a war machine. That's what he is. And he doesn't get any more swag than Protector of Earthrealm. I mean, if I had that title, forget it. I'd be swag as hell. Anyway, next character. Speaking of gods, I want to talk about Fujin. Yeah, another swag character. I mean, he's probably as much as swag as Raiden was, except not as cool because Raiden has electricity and Fujin has the wind. The only thing Fujin has on Raiden is that he's better looking. Right? So, he was a really cool character, and he knew about Liu Kang's plot. And he probably knew that he was going to die by Shang Tsung's hand. But he went along with it because he probably had a lot of faith in Fire God Liu Kang. But anyway, that fight scene he had with Noob was really cool. The fight scene that he had with Garrus was really cool. With Shang Tsung and Nightwolf. He was just a really cool character in general. He kicked butt. So that's why he's in the swag column. Anyway. Oh, and he got to put the crown on. Okay, next character, Shang Tsung. So, Shang Tsung is like one of those characters that's like really, really, really powerful. More powerful than Kano, more powerful than Shao Kahn. I wouldn't say Shinnok, but probably more powerful than Shinnok, because if you put that fucking crown on, he took on both Raiden and Fujin at the same time. He took on Kronika, and he took on Sindel and Shao Kahn. So, he just kicks ass. And he's like the most evil character and cool character in that story mode. Like, it's like, I don't know. He kicked ass. He was just a kick-ass character and a really good villain. A better villain than Kronika and Shao Kahn. Better villains than those guys. Anyway, and he had his own ending in Aftermath. So, yeah. You can't tell me that Shang Tsung isn't swag, because he is. Speaking of swag, Liu Kang. And yeah, I have his Fire God Liu Kang outfit on. Listen, Liu Kang was swag the entire time, except for Chapter 3. Because that entire chapter was worthless, and I've already explained why. Anyway, first of all, he became a half-god, defeated Cetrion, defeated Kronika, defeated Shang Tsung, and then had his own ending where he found Kung Lao, and he was like, hey, we gotta get you trained, Chosen One. And so, yeah, he's really cool, and I want him to come back in Mortal Kombat 12. I think he'd be a cool character. Along with Raiden, who is an Elder God, and maybe can turn dark again sometime. But, yeah. So, and he was modded too, because like he's different than Liu Kang, but he's top tier, along with Shang Tsung and all the other top tier characters. Cetrion, yeah. Okay, so last but not least, I should have ended it with Liu Kang, but final character is past version Jax. I think he's cool. Okay? He's a cool character. He beat up his own self, but the only thing wrong was that he had to give up the crown. Right? But anyway, he was kick-ass. Oh, and did I mention he and Jackie took on a bunch of those zombies. Yeah, so he took on a bunch of those zombies, and he kicked Noob's butt, and he kicked Cetrion's butt, and he kicked Cabal and Jade's butt. So, yeah. Jax is kick-ass, but he's not as cool as, like, the awesome characters and the swag characters. So, that about concludes my tier list. Hopefully, you all have enjoyed this nice long video, because I have. And don't forget to leave a like and comment down below. And with all that said, I will see you guys next week back on the flip side. Peace.